I've been going through these random old movies of mine, and I decided to give a watch to 1986 Chopping Mall. This is the Vestron. This is the first in the Vestron line. I remember I got it late, so I didn't get the slipcase. I ordered it off of Grindhouse Video, and unfortunately, literally 2 days after I ordered this in Blood Diner, they got copies of them in with the slipcases. So yeah, that's how it goes. The only two Vestron titles I have that don't have their slipcases is in Blood Diner. But before I even get to the review on this thing is kind of a nostalgic movie for me. Where I understand it's not like the greatest movie ever made by any means, but this movie was one of the few, well, not few, but like my grandpa, who passed away when I was 10. So it didn't register with me when I was younger. I kind of wish that I had noticed it now. Of course, it was later on in life when I decided that I just absolutely loved horror films. But he would rent a lot of horror films, and he would dub them off because that was the big thing back then, was get a VCR and recording, illegally, the movie onto a blank tape. And this one, there were several that I watched a lot, but I remember the two that stood out the most was this and The Hitcher, and I watched them all the time. And if it wasn't for his illegal activities back then, I probably would have never seen this movie. At least not at that point. I'll see it later in life. I wouldn't have been nostalgic toward it. But also, if it wasn't for him doing that, I probably would have never seen stuff like The Beyond and Evil Dead, which was also recorded on tapes at the house. So yeah, this one's a nostalgic one for me. Watched it a lot, probably so much that I'm sure that my grandparents was sick of me watching it. But when you go back and you watch it now, you pick up on a lot of things. And basically, is it a perfect movie? No, but it's a fun movie. It's a very short movie too. Like, it's only like an hour and like 16 minutes or something like that, which is kind of indie short. Which, indie short these days, like for super indies, is like an hour and 5 minutes at the most. But when you're in that sweet spot, I think for indie horror film, an hour and 13, hour and 10, that's like right where you need to be. This is a somewhat big budget film, though. I mean, not big budget per se, but big budget for what it was. And this is Chopping Mall, some robots that were invented to protect the mall, go crazy one night, and some people that are there partying up end up falling victim to these robots who go haywire and start killing people. Barbara Crampton's here, and she does show her boobs, which is a common occurrence for her in movies. Which, I think she's everybody's favorite, not just because of that, because you were young when you seen it. It's probably like the first set of boobs you ever seen. It wasn't mine, but it was probably some people's. Like, I think they're probably nostalgic to her for that. Which, obviously, Reanimator is what you think of, or what I think of when I think about her. Everybody else, they don't really stand out to me. The lead girl is the same girl from Night of the Comet. I don't know her name. I'm sorry about that, but she's like the main girl here. And these people, I guess you want to say maybe they're dumb characters, but at the same time, it's kind of like, in this situation, what would you really do? The fun part about it is the way that the robots kill people. And I always say, like, have a nice day after they kill people, which is just icing on the cake there. But they're blowing heads up, which one of the kills where the head blows up is like probably the best kill of the movie. They're doing that. They're like choking people out, or kind of like killing them with their little hand claws. It's always funny, like they come at people kind of like grasshoppers. It's like whenever they see somebody, they'll throw the little arms up into the air, which is like their first defense mechanism before they start doing whatever it is they need to do to kill people. It's just entertaining. It shouldn't be that entertaining, but it is. It's also nostalgic for like the way the malls was, which I was born in '83, so I was 3 or whatever when this came out, which I was like, 5 probably when I started paying attention to this. But even when I was getting older, the malls were like the place to be. And this thing is definitely a nostalgic thing for that, which is probably the second best mall horror movie that was ever created, which is not a bad place to be. But yeah, if you're going for something that's campy and cheesy and full of like what the '80s was, then Chopping Mall is definitely the movie you want to watch. I kind of hate that there's like no cut, the Killbots cut, which is like a lot longer, that got the bad reviews before they went back and fixed it. It's kind of sad that like there's never been like a version of that like released anywhere. I think people online kind of said they seen it on TV once or something. I don't know, but uh, Vestron, they did a good job for this, for what this was. Which, this is the first time I've even seen this movie in widescreen, because I'm pretty sure when it came out on that Lionsgate like 4-pack or 8-pack or whatever it was back in the day that everybody wanted, pretty sure it was full screen on that. I'd have to go back and double check though. But yeah, Chopping Mall is 3.5 for me. Probably 3.5 in general. It's probably more than that, just for me, nostalgic reasons. But we'll be realistic and give it a 3.5. It's a good movie. Um, I don't know if this is still in print or not, but if you haven't seen it, it does have quite a bit of features here, a bunch of interviews. We have people talking about the movie, people that edited the movie. We got a commentary from Jim Wynorski and other people. Multiple commentaries, which is always good. But yeah, it's a fun one. If you've never seen this, check it out. Maybe you can find one with a slipcase. That would have been nice. But nonetheless, it is a very good movie from the 80s, and I do recommend it.